Hey guys, stop beating trees and pulling cars and skydiving with rods and all this kind of craziness. You know, we don't do that in the real fishing world. What we do in the fishing world is fish. So I'm gonna show you why I chose these rods. Okay guys, there's something I want to show you that I'm doing for next year's season. As you know, for quite some time now, I've used Real Catnappers rods, which is, they're not in business anymore. They're not making rods anymore, I should say. So, but here's one of the old rods I used to use. You guys have seen them probably on all my videos. Actually, if you've watched my past videos, you've seen Gino break one. But these are E-glass rods, and they're great for what they are. E-glass is E-glass. So you put them at a sharp bend or whatever, they're gonna break. But if you treat them with respect and use E-glass as normal and don't put them under really sharp cranks and turns, you know, they'll last forever. Me, myself, being the person I am, I'm kind of rough on things. And like I said, my buddies, you know, broke one. I hit, let's see, I hit a bridge this year, broke 3 rods. And it broke them off at the tip where it hit the bridge. So I broke 3 of my rods, broke the tips off the rods. Gino broke one. I broke another one. I was on backwaters of like a creek, and a low-hanging tree caught one of my rods and broke it off right at the base, right in here. Boom, just snapped it right off because it bent right over you'd have to see it. It bent right over the rod rack itself. It just put a stress point in it right real about this area somewhere in here and just snapped it right off. But anyhow, so Real Catnappers rods has done me good, but it was time to kind of move on, get into something that's S-glass, and I searched all around to find what I found. Okay, so what I found, guys, is I've watched video after video, and I like to study videos. Sometimes I'll even record a video and do slow playbacks and watch how things act, and I'm funny like that. Anybody that knows me knows I do weird things. I just how I do stuff, because I want to know what I'm doing. Or I try to know what I'm doing. I try to know what I'm getting into or out of, or whatever the case is. So with that being said, I bought some Trophy Cat Tackle rods. Now, my observation of them is they have a really good backbone, a soft tip, which is what I like a fast acting rod. The numbers read out right from what I was looking at on the line weights and stuff. There's a whole scenario in that, but the line weights read out right to what I was seeing, and that's what I chose to go with, was Trophy Cat Tackle rods. And I'm gonna prove it to you why. Okay, so when you order these things the way they come, if they come in this rod keeper, and this is the good one. This is the kind that you keep. These ain't the kind you throw away like some of the old ones that are cloth and you end up throwing them away. These here is what you keep and keep on your rod and transport. Their Trophy Cat Tackle has stepped out and, in my opinion, has done good on doing that. So this is a good move right here, which is your rod cover. And I haven't even took this one out the package yet. As you can see, it's still wrapped with whatever. But I'm gonna show you a few things about this. So we're gonna take this off right now. If I can get up, there we go. So we're gonna take this off. And I think this is a great thing, the way that they sent these, with these rod keepers still on them. Or rod covers, however you want to call it. So let's show you that a little bit. It's got the name on it. It's probably reading backwards right now, but that's okay. So this is what you got. It's got a holding loop right here that goes right around your reel once you put them on. So plastic still being on it. I mean, I've unwrapped a couple of them and done them up already, put reels on them. But the beauty of this rod is, let's unwrap this. I'm going to show you why I really like this. Or this is something I didn't know about until I got it. Put it that way. I didn't know about this until I got this. So on these reel seats, let me get this off. There's a rubber band on here. Let's get this rubber band off. They put that on there so it doesn't back down and transport, I guess, and move around, whatever the case is. So let's here, burn this off. So one of the things that I like is the way this reel seat's made. It's on a channel. don't know if you can see that, but it's on a channel. And it's on a channel, so this ring nut here, it won't turn. It will not turn. I'm gonna show you an example. So on some rods, that will spin around. See how that's spinning around? Well, to me, that kind of creates a problem. And it causes your reel to want to move sometimes back and forward or whatever, and it just don't lock down the proper way it should. Now, these lock down great. I'm not saying anything, I'm using this as an example. You know, some of the earlier builds and rods was like this. So these rings here just kind of spun around. They didn't lock into place. So let's set that to the side. So with that being said, these rings here, anyhow, they lock into place and they don't move, which keeps your reel, once you get it mounted down, more stabilized. And that's something that I like about this. It's in more of a stable position. The rings, your lockdown rings, is up top in front of the reel instead of down bottom. I feel it's a problem when they're down bottom. They kind of get in the way. I like them being up above the reel, not below. So that's another thing I liked about this rod. The nuts up here, the lockdown nuts, is up above the reel and not below. Now, when you look at these, let me see if I can line this up for you. If you look down them guides, they are perfect. Let's see, I'm trying to get this where you can see it maybe. They are perfectly lined up. They just didn't throw these together, but if you could look straight down through it, they are perfectly lined up. They're even, complete. Every rod that I got is completely perfect. So I do like that about it. Nothing's offset. Everything is lined up completely perfect, which is a great thing for me because it just makes me feel that much better about the build of the rod itself. When everything is in place and lined up correctly and nothing is snake lined, and that makes me feel better about what I'm holding in my hand. It is solid straight. Does that make any sense to you? These are the first things I observed about this rod, about the Trophy Cat Tackle rods, is just the way everything's built and lined up. Everything's locked into place. The handles are great. It's the EVA foam. It's got a camo look to it, as you can see. I'm telling you the obvious things, but this is what you're looking at right here. So line weight of this, of the blanks that I got, is the line weight of it is 1050 line weight, if you can see that. 1050 line weight. Now that tells me a lot about a rod. It tells me kind of the action that I feel it should behave throughout this blank. It's not just about the weight of the line. It tells you a lot about how the blank loads up, in my opinion, just over the studies and things that I've done with rods. So, which I'm going to show you that here in a few minutes. But so anyhow, I bought some of these rods. I felt it was the best option for what I want to do. It's got a hook keeper down here, and the hook keeper is a little bit different. It's like a wire twirl. I don't know what you would call it, which is nice because you can hook it from any side. It's quick and easy to use. So I'm going to show you a little bit more about this. We're going to show you a load test on this, just so you can see where the rod breaks over at and all in between. There's things I still want to get into more, which I'm down for the rest of the season. As far as taking my boat out, it's put away for the winter, and that's where it's at. So right now it's just showing you what I'm preparing for next year. So a couple of things I'm pairing this rod with that I really like. I've learned to like these things over time. As you know, Hooker's Terminal Tackle line, that's just where I'm at. The Lifeline from Hooker's Terminal Tackle, 40 pound. I've ran it for pretty much a year now, all this past season. It's only broke off when I tried to break it off. Like if I got hung and needed to break off, that's what I needed to do. But under a fish or anything else, even I've drug baits with this stuff and get hung up and it stops the boat. Now, I don't like keeping my drags that tight, and I'll explain why later, but that's just testing that I've done to reassure myself that this is the fit for me. So And here's another thing. These rods, the Trophy Cat Tapper rods, what I'm gonna pair all of them with is the Classic Pro XP. Now I have reasons for that too. One, these has been on sale for a little while. And I have a couple already that I've ran for a while. These are the 202s. Is that right? Yeah, the XP 202 LA. Now I've ran these for a while. The drag is smooth enough for me. It's got enough drag to it. It's fairly decent quality reel. I'm not spending $150 on a reel. Just won't. That's just not what I'm going to do. So this is where I end up at. Now the old reels that I used to run, that I've been running for quite some time that you guys have seen on my videos, is this reel here, which is the CLX 200. Is that what it is? The CLX 200, whichever. I've done a video on this a long time ago. These are decent reels. Nothing wrong with them. I will still keep these and use these on these rods. On these rods, they will be like, hey, you want to go fishing? Yeah, here, use these rods. Or something like that. But that's where we're at there. So what you'd be pairing these rods and reels with this. It's a nice fit. I think it goes well. I'm just going to slide it on here just to give you an idea of what we're talking about here. I'm going to clamp it all the way down hard and just putting it on enough where you can see it. So that's going to be my setup. That's how I'm going to be running next season. It's just like that right there. Lines up beautiful. I mean, it just lines up beautiful. Look at that. But as for now, I'm going to get into showing you what these blanks actually, how they load up. So if you want to know what I'm running next year, this is it. This is the outfit we're going to be running next year. These are the Fire rods from Trophy Cat Tackle. Fire rod from Trophy Cat Tackle is what I have chose. And I don't regret so far 1 minute of it. So let's get one of these. I already got done up, uncovered. Let me show you what's going on here. Now we're going to take this off, get this out the way, and set up here out the way. But anyway, so my go-to is HTT hooks. As you know, the Mad Catters. I ran these and I drug baits with these all year long. Well, not all year long, I'm sorry. For the last quarter of the year, I started dragging baits with these. Now, not this size, this is the 10-aught. I'm dragging with the 9-aught, whatever the case is. But we're going to remove this off of here for the time being so we don't have a hook swinging around. I definitely don't want a hook stuck in me this morning because I just don't. So let's get this out the way. And I'm going to show you why I chose this blank. Now, I have purpose for why I chose these blanks. This rod from Trophy Cat Tackle. One, it's a beautiful rod for one thing. I love the red. I love solid colors. I love that solid blank color. It's not a conglomerate of all different types of colors and stuff other than the handle or the grips or whatever, but the blank itself is all one color. I'm in love with that part about it. I like that. I like the solid color. But now getting these rods, once I got them, I realized that it was just exactly what I wanted in a rod, which is, you see that tip. Let me tighten this drag up here some. I'm gonna do a video later, maybe next year, on drag systems and why. But see the tip? Now I know I'm pulling it pretty close. Any rod's gonna do that at that close. But the reason I chose that is because it comes, for what's out there, it comes fairly close to what I'm used to. And believe when I say this, I was part of somewhat helping with this rod, the Real Catnapper Assassin rod. So see how the tip does on that? This one may be just a little bit softer, but hey, it's so close that I'm so happy with it. I'm so happy with it. So this blank is doing exactly what I want it to do. Now I'm just going to put a little bit of weight in a bucket. I'm going to set up a bucket here. We're going to do what would you call it, a bucket test. So everybody knows that a 5-gallon bucket is about 2 pounds, right? So with that being around 2 pounds, I'm gonna set this up to where I can hang this bucket on it. This rod is 2 pounds, guys. This is 2 pounds, so check it out. Hopefully you can see what I got going on here. So there's 2 pounds hanging off that rod. See how that tip is doing? That tip is doing exactly what I wanted to do at 2 pounds. Might be a little bit over 2 pounds because I got a rag stuck down in it. We're just gonna go straight to putting this with a little bit of weight in there. It's just an old battery I got laying here. I'm gonna set it right down in that bucket, put a little bit of weight in it. I'm gonna pick that baby up off the floor. You can see where this rod breaks in the action at. Okay, so this is where we're at. There's the breaking action of this rod. Straight through the backbone. And that's a lot of weight hanging on the end of this, guys. You don't think that it is, but it is. Now, this ain't to try to break this rod. This is to try to show you what this rod is doing. So, just for giggles, let's weigh this bucket. And you can do your own testing with your own rods and see how things are, because I'm a firm believer in that. If you want something, you test it, right? So that is 7.76 pounds. 7.76 pounds. To me, that's a great weight. Use what I'm doing to tell me where this rod breaks over at. It puts enough load on it. 6 pounds is a lot. I think 6 pounds is a lot. So let's hook up on that again. It's 6 pounds. Tells me a lot about a rod that I want to do. So anyhow, guys, if you're looking for a rod to buy for next year, or you're wanting to get away from the rods that you're using, kind of like I did, it's just time to move on to something different. Like I said, going into S-Glass, it's going to be a little different. Another thing is too, guys, that's something I wanted to point out while I'm slowing down here, is all these guides are 3-point guides. That means the guide is welded on both sides and in the bottom center. It's not a 2-point guide, it's a 3-point guide. So that gives all these guides a lot of extra strength not to break apart and fall out, whatever the case is. There's been rods known to do that. So 3-point guide system, I'm very happy about. Let me see if I can show it to you. If you can see that a little better. 3-point guide. Welded here, here, and down bottom. Okay, guys, I didn't want to make this video very long, so I think I covered what I needed to cover. The real tell of the tale would be when we start fishing again. We get these rods on the boat, start watching takedowns. You're going to see what I see in these rods. So, till then, I think we're going to be pretty happy. So, like I said again, guys, these rods come with these rod socks. And they're not the throwaways like you normally get on some rods. You get these, pull them right down over your rod just like I did. You got a little loop here and you pull that right down over your reel just like that. You're set to go. Now that protects your rod when you're throwing them around inside your truck, whatever the case is, whatever you could think of. So comes already set up, guys. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna tuck this up here out the way. Anyhow, guys, check out Trophy Cat Tackle for the rods. I really dig the rods, the fire rod. I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I got Billy. Pretty happy about it.